Hey guys, Chris here. Today we're going to talk about Ceramic Wicking. There are two sizes we use in vaping. The first is what they call XC132. As you can see, it looks a lot like Eco Wool. The size on this is 1.5 millimeters. Again, it looks very much like Eco Wool, but as you can see, it's much stiffer. It holds its shape. As we go through this, we're going to talk about the durability, and it's not as delicate. As you can see, it doesn't. If it's treated, it doesn't fray as much. It's got almost no flavor. It definitely beats cotton and Eco Wool in flavor, in my opinion. The downside is that right now it's really expensive stuff. However, it works good. It wicks faster than Eco Wool. It doesn't hold as much juice as cotton. Probably holds about as much as Eco. The 132 I'm using in my auto drippers. I'm going to show you some of those in a minute. The other size is the XC116. Again, this looks even more like the Eco. This is 2.5 millimeters. I'm running this in a couple of my drippers. Right now I'm using it for wicking my Atomic, my T3, and one of my IGOs. I really can't say enough good stuff about it. It's really good quality wicking material, great flavor. Like I said, the downside is it's expensive. Now, where it makes up for some of that expense is the fact that it's reusable. So I've got a little piece here that I've used before, and it's a little frayed, but I can take this and pull out the trusty torch. As good as new. I can pull out my little flush cutters here, clip that, no fraying. I can recoil this and reuse it. So that really does kind of make up for some of the cost differences. I mean, I've used the same wick in drippers over and over again. If you haven't seen my video on using Eco Wool and auto drippers, if you watch that, it's pretty much going to go over how to treat this. But basically, the same as what you just saw here. I literally torch it, wrap it, stick it in my devices. It's really versatile. So, you know, let's look at how some of these things perform here. This is, I'm not running anything crazy low in any of these. These are all 0.6 to 0.8 or higher. In my Atomic, as you can see, that thing, it's wicking like a champ. No glow on the coils. I've got a T3 here on a magneto. Let me take the lock off of it. Now, as you can see, I can hold this fire button down all day long, wicking straight up. My coils aren't glowing. I'm not getting any, you know, so I'm not getting any coil taste off of that. That's wicking that fast. To me, that's pretty impressive. I'm not having to tilt it like I do with mesh. I'm not having to re-tip like I do with cotton. And then, you know, you really do kind of expect that with a thicker wick like that. You know, 2.5 solid braided, that should wick really well. But where I really start to be getting impressed is, here I've got two single of the 132 built in my Prometheus. And with the 1.5 millimeter, it fits nice and tight in those wick holes. I had to be really careful to get it in there, but you know, that vapor production hard to complain about that. And again, these are 8 or 10 wraps each, so this is coming in 0.8 to 1 ohm. I don't like to go crazy low on my drippers. Over here, I've got the Steam Boy, and I'm running dual wicks. And the way this is set up, you can see how close those wicks are to each other. Normally in a Steam Boy, I don't run dual wicks because one of these is essentially the fill hole. But even with this, if you've got a fill syringe, I still have enough room to get my syringe in there and fill my juice. And like I said, the flavor's top notch. When these coils start to get gunked up, I can take them and torch them. I can take them out, torch the wick, dry it, get the juice out, and rebuild it. Put the same wick back in. Depending on how delicate you are with it, probably going to change how many uses you get out of the wick. But so far, I've had some that I've rebuilt 2 or 3 times on the same piece of wicking material. So it does kind of balance out. The pros are, the flavor top notch. The wicking speed is great. It's easier to work with than the Eco. The biggest con is it's expensive. The other con is, like I said, depending on the device you're trying to put that in, I had to be pretty delicate to get this inside of the Steam Boy. It's just so thin. And if you do catch the tips of this, it can start to fray a little bit. So again, torching, it stiffens it up really nicely. If you haven't tried it, it's worth a try. I've got mine online. It costs about $7 a foot, pretty much everywhere I've looked. That's significantly more expensive than EcoWool, but so far the performance is really great. Am I going to stop using cotton and EcoWool? Probably not. I'm going to build Dragon Nano coils in some of my drippers. I love EcoWool. I'm going to still build with that. I like EcoWool stuffed with cotton. But for some of these top-end devices, where you want the flavor and you really want the device to shine, it's a $10 investment. Try it once. Give it a shot. It's really good stuff. I think you'll like it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your results are.